What an absolutely busy day in Newcastle. We're going to be talking about the banners which we've seen around the city centre and across Europe. We're going to be talking about Mitrovic. We obviously played a game, the Porto game, and a few bits and bobs positives to come out of the game as well. So let's begin with the Mitrovic carry on. So we knew that Mitrovic went with the over at Portugal. And he left Portugal a good 2 or 3 hours before kick-off, and it is reported by Sky saying that Newcastle have accepted a whopping £22 million bid for Aleksandar Mitrovic, and that could rise to 27 depending on his success, international success, etc, etc. So first of all, when that deal does become a little bit more official, we'll do it more in depth. We don't really like talking about rumours, but it's good fee that, mind, for a player who's not playing, who hasn't got the greatest goal scoring record at Newcastle. So it's a good fee, and if that money can be spent back on another striker, unfortunately Mitrovic, I like him, I'm a fan, but I'm all for it. I've got to be said about that. And just to stop there, just after the Porto game, Rafa announced that he thinks that the deal with Mitrovic will happen. Now the banners, there was some down by the Millennium Bridge, there was even some across Portugal as well. You know, it is a message being sent out to Mike Ashley. I'm not going to lie, I'm all for it. I am literally all for it, and if there's anything that we can do to help, please message us. If you want us to get on board or raise the profile, I'm more than happy, and the rest of the gang as well, I'm more than happy to raise that profile as well. And the quicker we get Mike Ashley at this club, the better, and that's all I'm going to say. Right, okay, Chancellor Mbemba, of course, he moved to Porto. He couldn't play in tonight's game because he was injured. Seems to be a bit of a trend. Mikel Merino first, and now Chancellor Mbemba. He's got a bit of, I think it's a thigh problem that he has. So he missed the game. And of course, just before the game, there was huge, massive respect going around for Sir Bobby Robson. Put on, I have to say, absolutely beautifully and fantastic by Porto. You know, we raised money for his charity last week with the Magpie channel, and I have to say, you know, he oozes respect everywhere he goes. Almost a full house as well at the stadium as well, and it was nice to see. And I have to say thank you to Porto on behalf of everybody, Newcastle fans, everybody who supports the club. It was just a really nice gesture by the club, and they didn't have to do that. They really didn't, and that was nice of them. And when the under-23s came and we watched them at St James's Park, the under-23 players stood in front of the Bobby Robson statue and lay some flowers down. I thought that absolutely brilliant, magnificent touch, I have to say. So well done, and thank you for that. Now going into tonight's lineup, this is probably, well, it is Newcastle's strongest lineup to date. They had Dubravka, Yedlin, Lascelles, Clark, Dummett, Ritchie, Diarme, Shelvey, Murphy, Perez and Hoslu. Practically almost, you would say, Newcastle's strongest lineup, what they could have picked. Kennedy, of course, was missing, but we think that's because of obviously his child. He's just recently become a father. He's been given extended time off. No Florian Lejeune through injury. And just after the game, Rafa Benitez had announced that Florian Lejeune has suffered cruciate ligament damage, which is not great news. That means he's going to be on the sidelines for a long period, and Rafa confirmed that he needs an operation, so that's not good news going into this game. No Dwight Gale. There was speculation about Dwight Gale, if he's on the move also, but he didn't feature at all tonight as well. Now the game itself, let's be honest, it was Porto. It was all Porto. You know, the first half, Bakar should have scored in the first 5 minutes. You know, a couple more half chances for Porto leading up to 20 minutes. Poor back pass by Brahimi almost got in Hoslu, but Casillas cleared it. And then Yedlin had to clear off the line. I think that was from, who was that from? Sergio's header from a corner. That was just after the half-hour mark. And then the 40th minute, Abu Bakar has split. Newcastle's defence is all over the case. He should score, but it's an absolutely unreal block by Jamal Lascelles. And then obviously the corner come in, and he nearly scored an own goal. Newcastle go to the break, half-time, under the cosh. You know, it was all Porto. Porto should be leading, but they didn't really have any clear-cut chances, except for me, that Abu Bakar chance. And then, bizarrely, Porto changed the kit. They went from blue and white stripes to all blue. Maybe they're just trying to promote their new kit. I don't know, but it was odd. I don't think the only time I've ever remembered that was, I think, when Fergie changes famously against Southampton. But we've seen one change with Newcastle. Mankiw was on for Paul Dummett, and Porto were targeting that side because they got a lot of joy from our left side with Paul Dummett, you know, coming up against two players in particular. Murphy trying to help out wasn't helping great, and Manquillo had that problem also in that second half as well because Porto targeted that right side as well. You know, Oliveira's long distance free kick, what a free kick this was, 54 minutes, it cannons off the post. Newcastle's defence are asleep. There's Maiga, empty net, and somehow Dubravka unbelievably saves it, and it goes out for a corner and denies the striker. And then the half hour, again, play from the right, the crosses come in, Dubravka's forced it into a block, and then the rebound's got to go in, but you know, he blasted it against the post. I think that again might have been Sergio, might be wrong on that, but he's got to score. Newcastle are really under the cosh. Rafa sees this, he makes a triple change. You're seeing Shaw, Sterry and Key all come on for Clark, Yedlin and Shelby. It got a bit better. We'll see Matt Ritchie have a drive 5 minutes later where his shot was just deflected wide. That was best chance for Newcastle for all of the game. You know, you're seeing Suarez's header saved by Dubravka quite comfortably. And then the lads, the under-23s, will come on. We'll see Longstaff, Armstrong, Roberts. I've seen Darlow come on, Hayden come on, Atsu was playing on the right. Thankfully, Carl Roberts was not playing in the left-back position. He was playing left midfield. Armstrong was playing in his regular position up top. And then it was still Porto. They were dominating 80th minute, a low cross from the right. You know, and then Darlow has to save, sorry. We had an earlier chances before that where the cross coming from the right from Newcastle and Roberts can get his foot round it. But somehow we got away with that with a 0-0 draw. I don't know how, because we were clearly the second best team, but Newcastle dogged in, they fought for it. Let's quickly hear a bit of what Rafa said. Let's hear from Rafa.
You have to think about these games like a part of the precision, a test, in this case a good test against a good team. They have the pace, they have the ability, they have the quality to put you under pressure, they create chances. So we can praise our keepers, we can praise our organisation and system, defensive system, but you have to do something more in attack. But the positive thing is that you didn't concede, and the negative thing is that they had chances, enough chances to score. So we have to be sure that in 50 days time we'll be better.
So it's a great learning experience, although, you know, we were outplayed and Porto should have won that game. There are several things I want to touch upon, as I've touched upon no Dwight Gale, what's happening there. Rob Elliott not used again. This is the third game in. He hasn't played any competitive games. So at the moment, it looks like Dubravka will be #1 goalkeeper. Darlow will be second choice. Rob Elliott hasn't featured at all. Even Matt Sells, even though I've sold him, played in the first game. Great experience for the likes of Carl Roberts, Adam Armstrong, Sean Longstaff and Jamie Sterry to play this environment. This could be their biggest game of their career in terms of atmosphere, in terms of the stadium. Big European games. I know it's only a friendly and they might play on like League One Cup finals and playoff finals later on in their career, but in terms of the opposition in the away stadium, this could be their biggest chance. But great experience for them lads, it really is. You know, Fabian Shaw, come on, he made his debut. I seen an absolutely unbelievable pass. He just picks the ball up from the centre-back and just pings it towards the left of Carl Roberts. Quite similar to Florian Lejeune, so we might see more of that in the Premier League. That was interesting, I noticed that as well. Dubravka, man of the match. Again, it's not something that we've learned overnight. We know that Dubravka, since he's come in, has been a massive help, and he proved with 2 or 3 great saves, in particular the Maiga when they hit the post and come back to him. But he, again, without him, Newcastle would have lost the game. Porto, as I say, had a lot of joy down our left flank. You know, Murphy, Dummett, and even in the second half, Roberts and Manquillo were struggling to cope with Porto. And let's face it, I'm not picking on those lads, of course not, but Porto are on another level to us. You can see why they do well in the Champions League and get out to the knockout stages every competition. They just play with great technique, zip, fast movement, off the ball, 1 or 2 touches, then the move. Newcastle, to be honest, couldn't cope, but we digged in. I think Jamal Lascelles was a big help, him being back as well. Newcastle's marking, I'm not going to lie, including Jamal Lascelles in this, but I'm not picking on him, was a little bit suspect. Newcastle, for me, should have got a bit tighter, but Jamal Lascelles led by example with some couple of crunching tackles and leadership. Dubravka at the back as well, but for me, Newcastle need to be a little bit tighter, something that Rafa probably needs to work on. Are the kids ready to be part of the first team? Just on that show, no, I would like to see them start next game against Braga. I would like to see Armstrong play up top. I want to see Sterry play. I want to see Longstaff. I know it's doing Longstaff already, but continue to play Longstaff. Play Carl Roberts in his natural position. Let's see them from the off and see what they can do. You know, we've still got, you know, Kennedy to come back in the side. We know he's missed the last 2 friendly games. Motu as well, if I've been corrected how to pronounce his name. What will he bring as well? Mitrovic is on his way out, so there's several things that happen. It's a a busy day here with Newcastle United, isn't it? It's loads to go on. Sorry I'm rambling on, the video's gone on forever, but I had to get it all out. If the Mitrovic deal does go through over the weekend, we'll let you know, but 22 million is a steal. If it does rise up to 27 million, we're laughing, as long as it gets invested back in Mike Ashley. See you later, bye bye.